After studying this module, you shall be able to know what creativity is and its aspect and its history. Learn the various theories of creativity and issues related to its theoretical conception and its applications. Identify the prerequisites for creativity, characteristics of creative people, and ways in which one can become creative. Evaluate the building research on creativity and creativity across cultures. Analyze various ways of measuring creativity and various ways in which creativity is expressed. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration, as said by Thomas Edison. Creativity is a highly valuable resource for humans. It is viewed as a human capacity that is highly desirable and positive. People are universal about their appreciation of creativity. This is a quality that is required in all walks of life, be it in schools, at organizations, at play, or at home. There are differences in the magnitude of creativity among people, wherein some people may be more creative than the others. Creativity is valued a lot amongst people, and there are various programs that are run to promise instilling creativity in children. Out of the box thinking, as we may call it, in everyday life is a sign of creativity. Creativity is a prized possession wherein individuals who exhibit creativity are given patents and copyrights to protect their creativity. Creativity is often honored with prizes, promotions, and awards. There are creative geniuses also who have lived beyond the fate of time and death for their creative inventions or acts that they have done. Some examples are such as that of Aristotle, Shakespeare, Michelangelo, etc. When a culture is overflowing with eminent creators, it is said to exhibit a golden age, whereas when examples of creative genius become few and far between, the culture is said to have entered a dark age. Hence, creativity is viewed as a human capacity that has both individual and socio-cultural utility and value. Creativity within the realm of positive psychology has gained very little importance. It has been said that creativity has a long past but a short history, especially as a research topic in psychology.
Michael Mumford in 2003 defined creativity as over the course of the last decade, however, we seem to have reached a general agreement that creativity involves the production of novel, useful products. Creativity can also be defined as the process of producing something that is both original and significant. Creativity is an almost steady ability to generate a new concept with no time, age, kind, manner, way, techniques, advantage, efficacy, and subject limitation and restriction, but only precisely is related to novelty and recency. Creativity has been defined in terms of those individuals judged to have made significant creative, perhaps domain changing contributions. Creativity has been viewed as an idea or product that is original, valued, and implemented. Prabhu Sutton and Saucer in 2008 define it as the generation of novel, original, and unique ideas concerning procedures and processes that can be used at work and are appropriate and significant to the problem or opportunity presented. According to Simonton in 2002, creativity is usually said to entail the generation of ideas that fulfill following two conditions. 1. Creativity must be original. These ideas have to be novel, surprising, and unexpected, or perhaps even shocking. 2. Creativity must be adaptive. The idea should be specific and relevant to the current needs and the times in which the creativity is being brought about. Thus, general definition of creativity is seen as adaptive originality. Aspects of creativity. Mel Rhodes in 1961 gave various aspects of creativity. There are the four P's, that is, process, product, person, and place, wherein process focuses on the thought processes that go into the creativity thinking process. The main theories describing the creative process are the divergent thinking, as given by Guilford, and the stages of creative processes, as given by Wallace. As a product, it emphasizes on the ability to produce more. As a person, it gauges the intellectual habits, ideation processes, expertise, autonomy, etc. The place signifies the circumstances in which the creativity flourishes, such as flexibility, non-conforming attitudes, etc. History of creativity. History of creativity can be looked from two perspectives. One is looking at creativity as a cultural phenomena, and the other is to look at creativity as a research topic. Tracing creativity as a cultural phenomena. Creativity as a value has been completely overlooked. Plato rejected the concept of creativity and saw it as a form of discovery. The Greeks had no terms that corresponded to the expression of to create. This was the case as the word creator was used only for God, who was the creator and is omnipresent. It was not seen as a characteristic of the humans. The notion of creativity originated from Christianity in the Western culture with the biblical story of creation given in the Genesis. Even when individual humans were seen as a locus of creative activity, the causal agent still sprung from the spiritual world. The muses were seen as mediating inspiration from the gods. There was a muse for all major creative activities of classical times, including heroic or epic, poetry, lyric and love poetry, astronomy, history, etc. It was only till the Renaissance that individual was seen as a cause of creation. Romans came close to the concept of creativity with the concept of genius that indicated talents and aptitudes. The expression creative genius unites two concepts with Greek and Roman roots pertaining to how the spiritual world permeates human affairs. Outstanding creativity was the gift of the gods or spirits, not a human act. In the writings of Thomas Hobbes, imagination became a key element of human cognition. William Duff was one of the first to identify imagination as a quality of genius, typifying the separation being made between talent and genius. With the increased secularization of European thought, however, the causal locus of creativity gradually moved away from the spiritual to the human world. Once this cultural shift took place, the phenomena became the subject of psychological inquiry. In the latter half of the 20th century, the interest in creativity grew. According to Simonton 2002, this growth is demonstrated by 1. The advent of several creativity handbooks. 2. The appearance in 1988 of the Creativity Research Journal. And 3. The 1999 publication of the two-volume of Encyclopedia of Creativity. Indeed, creativity now can be considered as a legitimate topic for scientific inquiry in mainstream psychological research. Theories of creativity. There are various theories of creativity that are based on empirical researches that have been carried out in the field of psychology. The following are the interpretations of the sources of creativity. Amongst the first few theories of creativity, one was given by Wallace in the year 1926, and he explained the process as consisting of the following 5 stages. The stages are 1. Preparation, 2. Incubation, 3. Intimation, 4. Illumination, and 5. Verification. This process allowed individuals to adapt and adjust to the changing circumstances and situations. Another model is called the 4 C's model given by James C. Kaufman and Beghetto. It consists of the mini C, little c, pro C, and big C. Mini C involves personally meaningful interpretation of the experiences. Little c connotes everyday problem solving and creative expression. Pro C is exhibited by people who are professionally or vocationally creative. And finally, the big C is creativity that is acknowledged on a given field. Another viewpoint on similar lines is given by Margaret Borden in 2004 that gave the H creativity, that is, historical in nature, and pre-creativity that connotes the personal creativity. Incubation, as connoted in the Wallace model, is a period of temporary break that subsequently results in creative insights. Watt in 2003 showed evidence that incubations help in forgetting the misleading cues and avoids the problem solver to get fixated and looking at an issue in a particular manner. Also, another perspective looks at creativity arising out of everyday imaginative thought. For example, having a counterfactual thinking is one such way. Another theory is the explicit-implicit interaction theory of creativity proposed by Haley and Son in 2010. This integrates the concepts of incubation and insight. The explicit-implicit interaction theory relies mainly on 5 basic principles, namely 1. The coexistence of and the difference between explicit and implicit knowledge. 2. The simultaneous involvement of implicit and explicit processes in most tasks. 3. The redundant representation of explicit and implicit knowledge. 4. The integration of the results of explicit and implicit processing. And 5. The iterative processing, that is, bidirectional. Also amongst other theories is another, the honing theory, that puts forth the perspective that creativity arises due to self-organizing, self-mending nature of a worldview, and that it is by way of the creative process the individual hones and rehones an integrated worldview. Honing theory places equal emphasis on the externally visible creative outcome and the internal cognitive restructuring brought about by the creative process. Sternberg and Lubert 1992 suggest that creativity has been studied from 2 perspectives: internal, which includes the process of an individual, and external, that includes the interaction of an individual and context. Creativity is found along a continuum. When it is less contextualized or is internal, the focus is on psychometric or personality and process. When it is more contextualized or is external, the focus is on the social, psychological, case study, or history-metric. Theoretical issues. Apart from the various empirical research findings in the field of creativity, there are still some theoretical issues that need to be addressed. One of them is the prevailing nature and nurture issue, and the other is the small c versus big C, the nature versus nurture issue. The most common debate for most psychological constructs is the nature nurture issue. Creativity can be inculcated, or it is something that people are born with. Researchers have suggested that creativity reflects a complex interaction of genetic and environmental factors. As quoted by Simonton, genes may contribute to creativity according to multiplicative rather than simple additive model. As a further complication, it may very well be that various environmental influences interact with genetic factors with equally complex functional relationships. To some extent, creative development requires a specific congruence between genetic inheritance and environmental stimulation. This intricate genetical environmental determination helps to explain why creativity may display a highly skewed cross-sectional distribution in the general population. When optimal creative development requires a precise configuration of many different factors, it becomes more difficult for people to emerge who have the total package. Small c versus big C creativity. Small c creativity connotes creativity that is for everyday life, and big C creativity has its contribution for culture and history. These two levels of creativity lie on the same continuum of creative activity. Big C creativity emerges out of creative geniuses, and the small c out of creative persons. Small c creativity is what happens with us in daily lives. The aha moments of creating a new dish, finding way outs in non conventional manners, kids coming up with various products that may be made with the waste stuff, etc. People may not pay so much attention to the small c creativity. Small c creativity is mostly inspired by the environment that we live in and the surroundings that we are part of. Prerequisites for creativity. Sternberg and Lubert, 1992, gave the following traits as important for creativity, that are intelligence, knowledge, thinking styles, personality attributes, motivation, and environment. The person should be intrinsically motivated towards a goal. Also, domain-related skills, creativity-related skills, and task motivation are highly required. Cognitive and environmental factors interact to affect creativity. According to Lubert et al., cognitive factors include intellect, thinking, and knowledge, including the accumulated facts, theories, and personalized expertise that concern various content domains, but also an understanding of personalized expertise that concern various content domains, but also an understanding of task-relevant constraints and other implicit parameters that play a role in problem solving. Cognitive factors include personality and affective traits that are risk-taking, openness, tolerance of ambiguity, motivation, curiosity, and self-expression. Environmental factors include the physical and social environment, such as family and school, in particular, a warm, supportive environment that encourages exploration, and sociocultural influences such as activities and models. Types of creativity. Sternberg in 2006 gave various types of creativity contributions. 1. Replication, confirming that the given field is in the correct place. 2. Redefinition, the attempt to redefine where the field is and how it is viewed. Forward incrementation, a creative contribution that moves the field forward in the direction in which it's already moving. Advance forward movement, that advances the field past the point where the others are ready for it to go. Redirection, which moves the field in a new venture. Different direction, redirection from a point in the past, which moves the field back to a previous point to advance in a different direction. Starting over or reinitiation, that is, moving the field into different starting point. Integration, combining two or more diverse ways of thinking about the field into a single way of thinking. Measuring creativity. Measurement of creativity has not gained consensus among the researchers. The reason for this lack of consensus is that creativity can itself manifest in three distinct ways, as given by Simonton. First, it can be viewed as a mental process that yields an original ideas. Second, It can be seen as a type of person who exhibits creativity. And third, creativity can be seen as a concrete products that result from the workings of a creative process or a person. Let's take a look at all these three individually. Thus, for each of these approaches and views on looking at creativity, there are different measures. Creativity as a process. This viewpoint highlights the mental processes that generate creativity. Thus, the emphasis lies on the individual differences that exist in the thought process. Guilford, 1967, gave the convergent and divergent thinking distinction. Convergent thought involves convergence on a single correct response. On the contrary, divergent thought indicates capacity to generate alternative thoughts. Guilford and others have come up with various tests of divergent thinking, such as the alternate uses test. This test instructs participants to come up with different uses of common objects, and this is thus taken as a measure of creativity thought process. Another test is a remote associates test of Mednick. This involves making remote associations of different ideas. Highly creative individuals were said to have a flat hierarchy of associations in comparison to the steep hierarchy of associations of those with low creativity. A flat associative hierarchy means that for any given stimulus, the creative person has numerous associations available, all with roughly equal probabilities of retrieval. Because such an individual can generate many associative variations, the odds are increased that he or she will find that one association that will make the necessary remote connection. The rat can therefore be said to operate according to an implicit variation selection model of the creative process. Creativity as in a person. Creative people have different personality profile from that of a normal people. Creative people have different personality profile from that of the normal people. Creative individuals have different characteristics such as being independent, nonconformist, and unconventional, have wide interests, openness to new experiences, and a more conspicuous behavioral and cognitive flexibility and boldness. Also, another point is that the profile of scientific creator is extremely different from that of artistic creators. Measures of personality that fall under this view of creativity are, for example, the 16 personality factor questionnaire and the adjective checklist. Apart from these tests, the personality contrasts between creative and non-creative individuals may partially reflect significant differences in their biographical characteristics, including family background, educational experiences, and career activities. For instance, creative persons often report having much broader interests and a wider range of hobbies, that is, the vast for their less creative colleagues. Creative as in a product. Seeing creativity as a product depicts a very objective approach of measuring creativity. Within this, one way can be to identify the products that can be considered as creative work, and the other way can be carried out in a laboratory wherein participants can be asked to generate or produce creative works. Thus, cross-sectional creativity can be assessed in terms of individual differences in the output of such professionally or culturally acknowledged works. This approach is mostly based on objective counts such as counting the number of creative works produced, publications, patents, etc. If creative persons have generated a substantial body of highly influential products, it is inevitable that they should attain eminence for their accomplishments. Apart from having given different views on creativity, and subsequently, the differences that arise in its measurement may just be very superficial. In a critical finding by Eysenck and Simonton, it was found that these alternate measures tend to display intercorrelations. In other words, creative products tend to emerge from creative persons who use the creative process in generating their output. These correlations are not that high, but still indicate that all the measures measure the same fundamental reality. A few tests that are used to measure creativity have been pioneered by Guilford. Some examples are the plot test, wherein the participants are given to plot stories and asked to give them titles. In figure concept, subjects are given drawing of objects and asked to find features that are common by two or more drawings. Unusual uses of finding unusual uses for common everyday objects such as bricks, etc., are amongst many other tests of creativity. Torrance also has worked in the field of creativity and came up with the Torrance test of creative thinking in 1966. It checks for divergent thinking and problem-solving skills for the participants. Another test of creativity is the Creativity Achievement Questionnaire by Carson, Peterson, and Higgins in 2005. Building research on creativity. It has been found by Simonton that providing children under the right condition exposure to traumatic or difficult experiences early in life can make a positive contribution to the development of creative potential. Perhaps those who have the capacity to rise to the challenge will benefit, and creativity itself may be such an adaptive response to circumstances. So, it is important to carry out useful research in the field of creativity. Creativity and intelligence. It is believed that intelligence is a necessary condition for creativity, but not the sufficient condition for it. Creativity is made up of a set of three intersecting traits that are above average, though not necessarily superior general intellectual ability, task commitment, and creativity. However, there still appears that there is no definitive answer for the relationship between the creativity and intelligence. Creativity and motivation. For creativity to develop, intrinsic motivation is highly required as it provides the individual with that energy and zeal to be able to be perseverant at the task of problem solving. Prabhu et al. Emphasize the importance of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation as mediators of the relationship between creativity and three personality traits that are openness to experience, self-efficacy, and perseverance. Creativity and reward. Reward decreases creativity. Generally, reward a low level of divergent thought, whereas behaviorists generally reward a high degree of divergent thought. It was found that a small reward of low divergent thinking produced a decrease in creativity, while a small reward for high divergent thinking produced an increase in creativity. Creativity and social factors. Amabile identified 6 social factors that have the potential to strongly impact creativity. It was found that surveillance may also decrease creativity. Evaluation seems to have negative effect on creativity. It was also found that creativity appears to be highest among those in a no-choice reward condition. Competition may enhance creativity for some age groups while inhibiting creativity for others. Free choice enhances and contributes positively to creativity. Also, Amabile believes that the time pressure has the greatest impact in creativity than any other factor. Creativity and affect. Positive affect makes additional cognitive material available for processing, increasing the number of cognitive elements available for association. Positive affect leads to defocused attention and a more complex cognitive context, increasing the breadth of those elements that are treated as relevant to the problem. Creativity and mental health. Betty and Fernham found creativity to be greater in schizotypal than the normal and schizophrenic individuals. Also, strong links have been identified between creativity and mood disorders such as bipolar and depressive disorders. It was found that overrepresentation in creative professions for those with bipolar disorder, as well as for undiagnosed siblings of those with schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. It was also found that dancers and photographers were also more likely to have bipolar disorders. Creativity in organizations. It has been a known fact since long that creativity is highly imperative for organizations. Creativity provides them with the competitive advantage to sustain, strive forward, and continuously innovate to stay in business. Creativity in childhood. Children are creative. Their creativity exhibits in the form of play, imaginative stories, learning, etc. However, this creative spirit usually declines as they grow. Their creative play soon gets replaced with the most adult like behavior that lacks the spark of creativity. At school, the curriculum should be such that encourages and relies on heavy weightage given to creativity. Also, it has been found that heritability factors do play a role in creativity development along with the environmental influences. Creativity in adults. There are tremendous individual differences in adults for creativity, so as to be labeled as creative genius where others may not be it work or at home. On the conditions such as infusion of cultural diversity through immigration, political fragmentation, or nationalistic revolt can revive creativity. Thus, these conditions can be taken into account while trying to generate conditions for creativity. Characteristics of creative people. Creative people do have a different personality profile. Through various researches, a few of the following personality traits stand out that help define a creative person, which are openness to experiences, less conventional, less conscientious, self confident, self accepting, driven, ambitious, dominant, hostile, and impulsive. Expressing creativity. There are various ways and avenues in which individuals can express their creativity. A few of the areas through which one can express one's creativity potential are linguistic creativity, spatial creativity, musical creativity, bodily creativity, and logical creativity. A quick guide to be creative. Creativity is a must for a progressive world. Innovative ideas solve problems, make things easier, and contribute to development. Small efforts can help make people get a creative mind. Following are the few tips that can help. That are think differently, independent thinking, removing mental blocks, flexibility, playing with children, trying new things. Another set of techniques was given by Nicholson, who provides a summary of the various creativity techniques that have been proposed, which are establishing purpose and intention, building basic skills, encouraging acquisition of domain specific knowledge, stimulating and rewarding curiosity and exploration, building motivation, encouraging confidence, focusing on mastery, promoting supportable belief about creativity, providing opportunities and choices, developing self management, teaching techniques and strategies for facilitating creative performance, and providing balance. Creativity across cultures. There are cultural differences that exist in creativity. It has been found that in the Western context, creativity is viewed more in terms of individual attributes, whereas Chinese that have a collectivistic culture view creativity in terms of social influences, for example, contributing to society. Creativity researches have mostly been undertaken in the Northern Hemisphere, with very little researches on creativity in Africa and Latin America. In Scandinavian countries, creativity is seen as an individual attitude which helps in coping with life's challenges, while in Germany, creativity is seen more as a process that can be applied to help solve problems.
Creativity is a highly valuable resource for humans. It is viewed as a human capacity that is highly desirable and positive. The word creativity comes from the Latin term creo, which means to create, to make. General definition of creativity is seen as adaptive originality. Mel Rhodes gave various aspects of creativity. They are the 4 P's: process, product, person, and place. History of creativity can be looked from 2 perspectives. One is looking at creativity as a cultural phenomena, and the other is to look at creativity as a research topic. Amongst the first few theories of creativity was one given by Wallace in the year 1926, and he explained the process as consisting of the following 5 stages. The stages are preparation, incubation, intimation, illumination, and verification. Another model is called the 4C model, given by James C. Kaufman and Begetto. It consists of the mini C, little c, pro C, and big C. Another theory is the explicit-implicit interaction, the EII theory of creativity, proposed by Helly and Son. This integrates the concepts of incubation and insight. Sternberg and Lyubart suggest that creativity has been studied from 2 perspectives: the internal, which is the process of an individual, and external, the interaction of an individual and context. Apart from the various empirical research findings in the field of creativity, there are still some theoretical issues that need to be addressed. One of them being the prevailing nature-nurture issue, and the other being the small c versus the big C. Sternberg gave various types of creativity contributions that can happen. They can be like replication, redefinition, forward incrementation, advance forward movement, redirection, different direction, starting over or reinitiation, and integration. Measurement of creativity can be done in 3 distinct ways as given by Simonton. It can be viewed as a mental process, as the type of person who exhibits creativity, and as concrete products. Research on creativity has been carried out in various fields and with many other variables. Creativity can be developed at every stage of life, be it children, young adults, or adults. There are various ways and avenues in which individuals can express their creativity. A few of the areas through which one can express one's creative potential are linguistic, spatial, musical, bodily, and logical. There are cultural differences that exist for creativity. It has been found that in the Western context, creativity is viewed more in terms of individual attributes, whereas Chinese that have a collectivist culture view creativity in terms of social influences, for example, contributing to society.